Your home may be the safest place you know. But what if it's quietly harming your health every day? Stay tuned, because number 5 will shock you. Some of these hidden dangers are closer than you think. Housing is one of the traditional areas of concern for public health, although it has been relatively neglected over recent decades. However, housing is important for many aspects of healthy living and well-being. The home is important for psychosocial reasons, as well as for protection against the elements, but it can also be the source of a wide range of hazards, physical, chemical, biological, etc. It is the environment in which most people spend the majority of their time. The exact relationship between poor housing and health is complex and difficult to assess. However, research based on various sources of housing and health data suggests that poor housing is associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular diseases, respiratory diseases, depression, and anxiety. House-related hazards that increase the risk of illness include dampness, mold, excess cold, and structural defects that increase the risk of accidents, such as poor lighting or a lack of stair handrails. About 45% of accidents are said to occur in the home, and accidents are among the top 10 causes of death across all age groups. Cold homes are linked to an increased risk of cardiovascular, respiratory, and rheumatoid diseases, as well as hypothermia and poorer mental health. Housing can affect our health as shown below. 1. Home injuries, falls and accidents. Unintentional home injuries are a serious public health problem. In some countries, home injuries are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in children under 5 years of age. There are many features of dwellings that increase the likelihood of physical injury, as well as features that can increase the severity of such injuries. Injury outcomes may be diverse, ranging from relatively minor cuts or bruises and broken bones to paralysis, long-term physical limitations, and even death. They can also include burns, scalds, drowning, or near drowning. The causes include slips, trips, and falls, entrapment, collisions, poor lighting, and poor ergonomics. All these can be reduced through adequate building design. 2. Indoor cold and heat mortality. Deaths from cardiovascular diseases are directly linked to exposure to excessively low indoor temperatures for long periods. It appears that 50 to 70% of excess winter deaths are attributed to cardiovascular conditions, and about 15 to 33% to respiratory diseases. Low indoor temperatures are a combined result of the dwelling's energy inefficiency, poor thermal insulation and/or inefficient or inappropriate heating systems, the social or economic status of the household, and the cost of energy. 3. Pest infestations, rodents, cockroaches, dust mites, etc. In warmer climates, infestations pose health threats due to infections and food poisoning. Risks can be significantly reduced through adequate housing conditions. Similarly, progress is being made in integrated pest management to combat insect and rodent infestations, which remain serious problems for both urban and rural at-risk families. Pesticides used to control common asthma triggers, such as insect and rodent infestations, can create hazardous environments if misused. 4. Crowding. Crowding is a major risk factor for social pathologies and mental health issues and increases the risk of infectious disease transmission. Problems due to lack of space can be addressed through improved housing design and usability. Whether a family lives in owner-occupied housing, privately rented housing, or public housing has a significant impact on their health. Health outcomes are affected in terms of childhood asthma and lead poisoning, and studies have shown that overcrowding in childhood homes can be linked to various serious diseases later in life. Overcrowding and poor quality housing are directly associated with poor mental health, developmental delays, heart disease, and even short stature. 5. Water and sanitation. Water is one of the essential public goods that should be provided in or near the home and is a major requirement for any healthy living environment. Homes should have a sufficient supply of clean water for routine tasks such as laundering, bathing, and other personal needs of the family. Water is one of the most precious resources for humanity, and lack of access to potable water for drinking and cooking is a major problem affecting billions of people worldwide. 6. Traffic noise and ischemic heart disease. Location and house design/construction determine the level of noise exposure. Noise is a stressor that produces both physical and psychological effects, with adverse impacts on the nervous, gastrointestinal, immunological, and cardiovascular systems. There are three main approaches to protecting residents from road traffic noise. First, reducing noise at the source, vehicles. Second, modifying housing, better sound insulation and attenuation. And third, preventing noise from reaching residential buildings through barriers or proper urban planning measures. Careful selection of residential sites for urban development based on assessments of environmental risks such as flooding and pollution sources is crucial to avoid extreme exposures. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Be Alive health tips. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next video.